So, start at the top one there. What does par mean? Some holes are very short, and it's expected that you would be able to get around the green in one shot, and then they give you 2 shots to putt, and so that would make it a par 3. You always, how many strokes they expect you to get it to the hole, they add 2 for putting, and then that's the par. So a par 3 is short, you can hit an iron there, and then par would be a 3. So if it's a par 4, you'll have a tee shot, you'll probably hit a wood, and then from there you'll try and hit it on the green with an iron. You'll have 2 putts, the par would be 4, and then a par 5 gives you 3 strokes to get it onto the green, 2 putts, that's a par 5. So that's kind of that top one. You see little pictures of it, short, medium, long holes, par 3, par 4, par 5. And then below there is the names for, like if you were to get a 3 on a par 5, which happens very rarely, but you would call that an eagle. And then all the way through, birdie, par is kind of the normal score, bogey, double bogey, triple bogey, etc.
One thing we haven't talked about that's a pretty big deal, especially when you're going to be around other people, is etiquette. Golf, unfortunately, kind of stuffy, and there's like a lot of people who get very sensitive on the golf course about people's behavior. So there are certain ways to act. First of all, as you can probably imagine, you don't want to be talking or making any noise while somebody's swinging. They're concentrated for, I mean, albeit 3 seconds, but they're trying to concentrate. So if somebody's swinging, general etiquette is to stand still and not make any noise. When you're on the green, that's where probably the most sensitive area of the golf course. The grass is really short and it's actually pretty soft. When your ball lands, a lot of the time it'll actually make like a hole in the ground, and you go in with a tee or something, divot repair tool that Joel's pulling out right now. But the point is, you actually kind of want to dig around the hole to fix it and kind of tamp it down with your foot.
You have one of these and you just kind of push it in. I don't know if that'll happen today, but it's good to know. You get rid of the bumps in the green.
Yeah, you get rid of the bumps in the green. You try to flatten it out and make it look like your ball had not gone in and punched a hole there. Another important thing is when somebody's putting, as silly as it sounds, your footprints actually make a pretty big difference, and you don't want to walk between the person's ball and the hole. It's going to throw their putt off if there's a big footprint there. And people get pretty sensitive about that, so that's something to definitely, in general, try to stay away from people on the green.
Yeah, especially now since they're your teammates, right?
That's true.
You don't want to mess them up. So you'd either go around behind the hole, behind them, or just kind of take a big step over where you think they'd be putting.
When you're on the hole, you can drive your golf cart pretty much down, down the middle to get from the cart path, which is the paved road around the golf course, to your ball, but you actually don't want to drive your cart anywhere near the green. Once you get pretty close to the flag, you actually want to stay on the cart path, say from like here to those guys. Once you get that close to the green, stay on the path and don't drive, because the area's kind of sensitive and and it gets hurt easily by golf carts.
Yeah, so you never want to drive close to the green or the tee boxes as well. So always stay on the cart path near the tee box where you're going to tee off, and then the green where you're going to putt.
If you hit it into a sand trap, which hopefully, since there's 4 of you, at least one person will not hit it in the sand trap, but if you do, after you play, obviously you're going to leave footprints, and when you hit it, you're going to leave a mark from where your golf club touched the sand. You'll find a rake there, and you actually, after you're done hitting, you want to rake and smooth out the sand trap where your footprints were, where the golf ball was, and everything. The point being, once again, to kind of leave it as if you had never been there. I mean, obviously you're going to see some marks from the rake, but you don't want to have holes. If you set your foot and created a big footprint, you want to smooth that out with the rake. If you hit one towards another person, you get to yell 4. I think it's like the most fun part of golf.
You try to hit people.
You don't try to hit people, but sometimes it happens. A, it hurts like you would not believe, so please don't try to hit anybody. And secondly, if you do hit it at somebody, even if it's not one of us, yell 4 as loud as you possibly can, and they'll duck. It sounds like a joke, but it really does hurt like crazy. I've gotten hit twice, and you get to scream at the top of your lungs in a quiet place, which I don't know.
I guess if someone else is yelling 4, you just kind of duck.
Yeah,
you
feel like that. You kind of just look like a nerd and duck as fast as you can.
You don't want to get hit.
You do not want to get hit with a golf ball.